What's up, guys? Welcome back. Glad you're here. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at one of the newest releases. That's right, by Luke Wadey. And the final one, and one of his biggest. That's right, we're going to be looking at the GS3s, the Grid Series 3 deck. That's right. So, buckle in your seatbelts, because we're going there. Let's go. Alright, so the GS3 playing cards, that's right, the Grid Series 3 deck by Luke Wadey, was launched on February 2nd of 2019. The project was successfully funded in under 18 hours. That's right, after 671 great people came together to pledge 19,377 pounds of an original 4,800 pound goal. This is the final deck in the Grid Series collection. Series 3 takes you on that same Swiss design style principle which originally started in the 1920s in Germany, the Netherlands, and Russia, then later being developed into Switzerland in the 1950s. For those new to this collection, the Grid playing cards use a typographic approach using typesetting and asymmetric alignments rather than the traditional illustrated playing card designs you're used to, always based on the same use of the grid to align its content. While the first two decks embraced a more conservative approach, Grid Series 3 aims to stand out in its use of negative space and color combinations to create real graphic impact. Alright, so the front of the tuck box is going to be very clean and elegant, and kind of minimalistic at the same time. It's going to have this nice kind of neonish green color. It's going to have a white all background. It's going to have the Grid logo there on the lower left hand corner, and it's going to say Series 3 on the right. The left side is going to say GS3, and it's going to have Luke's logo on the other side. The right side is going to have the Grid logo once again. It's going to say Series 3, and then it's going to also once again have Luke's logo at the end. The bottom of the tuck is going to have some ad copy about the United States Playing Card Company, and it's going to have the Luke Wadey design logo on the right. The top part of the tuck is going to have the logo on the left. It's going to say GS3 on the right, and then you're going to see the half of the kind of tuck seal. It's going to be an all-white tuck seal, and it's going to say GS3 with no kind of color except for in the outline. The back of the tuck box is a different story. That's right, it's going to say GS3 on the left with no kind of fill-in. It's going to say Grid on the bottom, Series 3. Typographic playing cards designed by Luke Wadey. And on the upper part, it's going to have the other half of the tuck seal, and it's going to say Grid in green. Alright, so just a quick look at the back design of the deck. It pretty much looks just like the tuck box that we saw earlier. It's going to have the same colorways to a T. It's going to say Grid there on the bottom left corner. This is a one-way back design. It's going to say Series 3 on the upper right corner. And as you can see there along the sides, you can kind of see the reds and the blacks that bleed through to the sides, making this pretty much a full bleed-through deck. Alright, so this deck is printed by the United States Playing Card Company on their premium stock. That's right, it does have a modern cut as well as an air cushion emboss. Like I said earlier, this is a one-way back design and a limited edition run of only 2,000 decks. Alright, so with this deck, you're going to receive some extra cards because, hey, who doesn't like an extra card or two? Well, this time you got 4. That's right, 4 extra cards, making this a 56 count deck. The first 2 cards in this are going to be 2 duplicate and original Jokers. That's right, they're going to kind of have that nice kind of lemonade yellow kind of background. It's going to say Joker there in GS3 in the middle right side. The next card is going to be kind of pretty much the same. It's going to say Joker there on the upper right side and GS3 in the middle with a blue background this time. And then the last card you're going to receive is going to be an ad card. It's going to say GS3 Grid Series 3, typographic playing cards with Luke Wadey design on there and his Instagram and Twitter handles at the bottom. And just to show you a brief kind of run through of the faces this time around, as you can see, there were definitely a lot of grave changes that were made. And let's get into the 8 things to point out with this deck. Alright, so like the other decks in the collection, the Series 3 ensures that the user can read the card in multiple ways. So let's take a look at this 5 of diamonds. There are actually 8 different ways to read each of the 52 standard cards. So A, the abbreviation of the name 5 diamonds, where it says FI/DI. B, standard location of corner custom pips and indices. C, graphic background of current card. D, list of standard 52 cards which become highlighted on the current card. E, miniature card number and pip. F, a timeline of the cards in suit sequence with a marker moving along the line. G, enlarge card digit and pip for easiest way to identify. And finally, H, the name of card written in full. Here is a brief run through of kind of what the number cards are going to look like as I breeze through the deck. As you can see, not really any one card is really the same, which makes this series stand out like none other of its kind. The court cards and aces are in the same type of design aspect as well. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on this deck? I give it a 5 out of 5. He definitely didn't hold back at all on this. The one thing I will say that was pretty cool was I got to kind of be next to Luke alongside of his journey with this deck, which was pretty cool. You know, he valued a lot of my input, which was really awesome. Not that it really mattered, but it was like, I don't know, it was really cool to see the actual process. As somebody who has been, designing his own deck for the last year or so, I don't know, it was just really cool to see other people's kind of thought process and the way that they go about doing things. So it was really cool that he included me in the sense of, kind of just showing me that path, right? So I was really just excited, so I want to thank him for, including me in that as well. But yeah, 5 out of 5, great deck of cards. As you know, this is one of the series and one of the decks in general that I really value as a one-way back design. Not that it's really designed as much for Magic, but me not being that guy who really likes one-way back designs because of that Magic aspect. And like I said, when I do a review, this is for me, but I'm trying to let you guys know what it is. I do like that it's a little bit more of a crushed stock than we're used to, as far as, if you look at the GS1s to now, definitely a little better as far as the stock and stuff is concerned, which is another thing that I really like. And yeah, I mean, the neon colors, the green and stuff pops, the tuck, everything looks beautiful. I love it. So good job, my friend. Great job. So I do want to tell you guys to keep your eyes out, because he will be announcing the Kickstarter very soon. I put all his social media and stuff down below, so you can go ahead and follow him and keep up for any updates, because like I said, he's going to be releasing the newest That's right, the Mono Zeros, the second edition or installment to the Mono series. That's right, as you know, the Mono X's were just outstanding. Still to this day, one of my favorite decks. And yeah, so that's it. So like I said, I'll link everything down below where you guys can go ahead and check these out and get yourself a brick of these, 2 bricks, doesn't matter. You're not gonna go wrong. So yeah, so I do want to thank Luke for allowing me to have this deck so I could do the review for you. And if you enjoyed this review as much as I enjoyed doing it for you, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you beautiful people on the next one.